Hi, I wanted to just talk you through the Being Luminary program. If you were interested in working with us at Being Luminary, there are a few ways to do it. And so I thought it would be helpful to show you how to reach the information that you might need from our website. So this is the homepage of the website. And if you click on Work with Us, you will head to a page that tells you about the various programs that we run at Being Luminary. So we have the Luminaries program, which is a program for individual leaders. It's a program for coaches, small business owners, education leaders, also social workers, anyone who is ambitious to change what's happening in their organization. That actually doesn't start until January 2024, and it's going to be for individual registration. We have a program called the Melanated Mastermind, and the Melanated Mastermind is a program for women of color. And it is a leadership program for women of color looking at the particular intersectional challenges that women of color might have in their leadership progression. That program is currently enrolling as I record this video. So we are in August 2023 and we are enrolling to start for October 2023. And then we have the Being Luminary program. So the Being Luminary program is a program for schools. It's a program for senior leaders in schools specifically. So this program is delivered to everybody on the senior leadership team and a few people beyond. So often we have executive leaders, we will have Senkos, we will have people who have some responsibility towards diversity, equity, inclusion, also joining this extended program. So, depending on the size of the school, a small primary school might have 5 or 6 people on the program. A large secondary school might have more like 12 to 15 people on the program. This program can be delivered in a trust, so it can be delivered to all the head teachers and deputy heads of the trust, as well as the executive leadership team. So, depending on the needs of your organisation, we can tailor the Being Luminary program in terms of the audience that it's delivered to. But effectively, it consists of a whole staff keynote. If I'm working with a trust, I will try to deliver that across the whole trust ideally. So this September, we're working with a couple of large trusts and we are attending their trust inset training days and delivering that keynote as part of that inset date. And then we have 6 2-hour taught sessions as part of the program. And those 6 2-hour taught sessions cover each of the protective characteristics. We have a range of different resources that we have designed as part of the Being Luminary program to support you in auditing the culture for diversity, equity, inclusion, to support you in auditing the leadership competency around diversity, equity, inclusion. So, how successful are leaders having conversations about identity? How are you working with stakeholders? So, we have a range of tools that will help you get underneath the skin of how stakeholders feel our approach to DEI is landing. We also have curriculum audit for those of you working in schools. We have an equality impact assessment framework that supports the development of luminary policies. And we have a couple of other goodies in there as well that are the heart of the program and really support increasing skill as leaders. So the Being Luminary program is there, and I am going to show you some of the resources that exist in the Being Luminary program by way of the Being Luminary short course. So the Being Luminary short course is an online course designed for flexibility. It's a shorter version of the Being Luminary program, and it is ideal if you have been an organization that's already taken the program as a leadership team and you now want to roll out your learning to middle leaders or other teams within the organization. And it's ideal because it's self-paced, so they can access the course at any point. You can set this up as professional learning for the entire year. You can then not have the sort of burden, if you like, of having taken the Being Luminary program and then be trying to work out how the leadership team is going to synthesize that information and trickle it down to the rest of the organization. So it's delivered over 38 lessons of different lengths, and it is held in our platform, Thinkific. So I'm going to head there now. If you click Buy Now, you'll actually be taken to an information page about the Being Luminary approach, which is what I've been through, and then about the Being Luminary short course. So it explains on this information page that the course curriculum covers, just like the Being Luminary programme, 6 sessions. Those are DEI for cultural excellence, so sex, pregnancy and maternity we look at there. You can see here that there's a workbook and then a series of tasks. We then look at race. There's a workbook and a series of tasks. We look at sexual orientation. We look at disability. We look at trans inclusion. And we look at religion and belief and socioeconomic status. There are some frequently asked questions here, the format of the course, who it's designed for, how long it takes to complete it. And what I'm going to do is just show you what will happen when your colleagues or you enroll. So basically, you will be taken here once you'll get a buy now option here if you're interested in buying the program as an individual. If you're wanting to buy it for a group of people in your organization, then it's best to contact me via the form in the website because we offer a discount for numerous purchases. So I've already enrolled on the course, so I would click resume course. And if I was somebody in your organization who was already enrolled, that's what I would do. And there you'll be taken to our course pages on Thinkific, which is where all of our programs are housed. So regardless of whether you book in and you sign up for the Being Luminary program, which is the program for senior leadership teams, or you're on the short course, your course materials will all be held in this online platform, which means that if people miss sessions, if people can't make sessions, if people want to just go over things that we've covered in the session, everything you need is in Thinkific. And if you're on the Being Luminary program versus the short course, you'll have all of the slide decks. You'll have every single resource that I use with you in the sessions, so you can also share those with colleagues in your organization for the duration of the course, and actually for a few months beyond the course that I deliver. You'll continue to have access. So each session in the short course has a workbook. This one is on sex, pregnancy and maternity. So 2 protected characteristics are covered here. And then you'll see that it alludes to the other workbooks there. That page is grayed out slightly, so you're not looking at the workbooks at the beginning of every single session. You're just focusing on the topic that we have in mind. So for sex, pregnancy and maternity, you will see that there is a kind of introduction, and then there's a schedule. So it will tell you what we're covering. We're doing some definitions here. We're looking at the business case for diversity, equity, inclusion. We're looking at women in the workplace in this session. We're looking at the intersectional experiences of women of colour in the workplace. And then we're considering a business case for diversity, equity, inclusion by looking at a case study. And the case study that we're going to look at is a case study around menopause and the experience for women going through menopause in the workplace. There is then throughout the workbook, the workbook is editable, so colleagues can fill it in as they go and save a copy for themselves. And then they can also, and will be invited to, watch a series of video links. This might take me away from the current site, but what it will do,
to set out that
it will
there'll be
upload
provocations
the
in the
videos
sessions that I run
that we have
and opportunities for candid
the
discussion.
course. And these
We're
are
going to be engaging in
a
candid
shorter
discussion in a
version of
slightly
the
different
slide decks
format
that I go
to
through
the
with
format
you
that I
if you
use
are
when I'm
enrolled in
with
this
your senior leaders
version of
and
the
working on
Luminary
this in a
program.
group setting.
And so people will
We are a big
listen
group.
to me,
We're a big group of learners, and
explain the
our
topic,
community space to
and
talk
all
about
of those
what we're learning
videos
on the
are
program
down here. So
is
basically,
over
the
on Mighty
workbook
Networks.
links back to videos that you can also just access here. And the videos,
we will see evidence,
slides that look
a bit
like
of data on the business
giving you
case,
my
and this might be
voiceover,
useful
but
if you're
I'm
somebody in an
obviously giving a
organisation who
voiceover
needs to persuade
in
somebody
these
else
slide
at a more
decks.
senior level
And I'll just
about
show
the
you
reasons
that
for
the
doing
same
DEI.
is the case
Lots of us are
for
here because we're actually
each of the sessions. So there's the session 2 workbook where we're looking at race, again, editable. And in most of the workbooks, there is also some kind of quiz. There will be an external video. So in this one, we're looking at Professor Trisha Rhodes. That will take us to a YouTube video of Trisha Rhodes talking about structural racism, for example. In each of the sessions, there are a mix of internal and external videos, and there are sometimes articles that people are asked to read as well. And this looks very similar if you are going to undertake the Being Luminary programme. The only difference is here that in the Being Luminary programme, I facilitate lots of discussion designed to develop luminary leadership. So the Being Luminary programme, with its focus on senior leaders, on executive leaders, is really about how we as leaders can become more effective at making sure that conversations about identity become part of the DNA of what we do around here. I do not differentiate between DEI education and leadership development. For me, DEI education is one of the most critical strands of leadership development. It is the difference between people being able to come to your organization who hold multiple and diverse identities and want to stay. It makes the difference when we're thinking about pupils and pupil flourishing and well-being. It makes a difference when we're thinking about the churn of staff, pupils, and families. It makes the difference between a senior leader who can sit comfortably in a difficult conversation about homophobia in the institution, about disablism in the institution, hold conversations with parents about race, and those institutions in which that is not the norm. So the Being Luminary programme is deeply focused on leadership, and for that reason it is a facilitated programme in which we hold a series of very, very structured and well thought through conversation pieces and also exercises with you and your leadership team. It's a very safe space, it's a confidential space, and if you want to get better at having conversations as a leadership team about some of these difficult issues, then it's a really perfect program for that. So I hope that gives you a flavour of how we work over here in the Being Luminary world. And if you have any questions, or you are wanting to get enrolled, then you just need to head to www.beingluminary.co.uk and you will find our website. You can hit the contact button and you can fill in the contact us form. There's a drop down here so you can tell me what you are interested in. If you are interested in consultancy for your organization, keynote speaking, Sovereign Woman, the Being Luminary programme, and then just hit submit and we will be straight back to you and we can arrange a call so that you can get your organization on the path to being luminary. Okay, thanks and have a great rest of your day.